So thank you very much, Professor Bell. I want to follow the Japanese side of view of the using data of the Japan Polyp Study. So we published some guidelines in Japan from the results of this Japan Polyp Study a few years ago, and the Japan Polyp Study primary outcome endpoint is to evaluate a surveillance program after the removal of all the polyps in Japan, and the study started in 2000, so that 23 years ago. When I was 34 years old, I started to write this protocol. And then, this is the scheme of this study protocol. The patient received the first initial colonoscopy, and then the old polyp was removed. And also, polyps means adenomatous polyp, and sessile salivary lesion. I'm sorry, but 2003 there is no term of sessile salivary lesion. So that we removed all the serrated lesion more than 10 mm size. At that time, we called large hyperplastic polyp. And the older patient received the second colonoscopy 1 year later again. And if we identified polyps, we removed all the polyps. And the patient randomized into two groups. So the patient received one at 3 years later, and the other is patient received 3 years later. So this scheme, this part is almost same as the National Polyp Study in the U.S. And so we evaluate the advanced neoplasia during this 3 years period, compared to 2 examination group and 1 examination group. This is also same as the National Polyp Study. And so this is final data. So we identified the advanced neoplasia 2.1% in 2 examination group and 1.7% 1 examination group. There is no significance, so we recommend a 3 years interval after removal of the polyps. And so during this 4 years period, metachronous advanced neoplasia identified 29 advanced neoplasia and 28 patients. And 62% classified as non-polypoid colorectal neoplasm. In the non-polypoid, 83% classified as LST non-granular type, complete flat lesion. And unfortunately, serrated lesion of the advanced neoplasia is very few, only 1 lesion. So this is a National Polyp Study compared to the Japan Polyp Study. National Polyp Study identified 3.3% advanced neoplasia during follow-up, compared to 1.9%, overall 1.9% identified in the Japan Polyp Study. And I think maybe we use high resolution endoscopy with chrome. Sometimes we use imaging Hassan endoscopy. This is location identified metachronous advanced neoplasia. So the 45% is located in right side, and 38% is the left side, and 1 invasive cancer identified in the rectum. And as I said, mostly this metachronous advanced neoplasia classified non-polypoid lesion, especially LSD non-granular type. So this is summary. From the result of the Japan Polyp Study, we recommend the 3 years interval if the patient having some polyps, more than 3 polyps. And so even after the 2-round baseline colonoscopy, so ADST non-granular is so very important to don't miss this flat lesion. And so this study still continued. We cohort this all the patient. And so this is a national polyp results. They reported so reduction of the colorectal cancer incidence after removal of all the polyps. They showed so 76 to 90% reduction after polyp removal. So in Japan Polyp Study, we also the cohort we followed the patient every 3 years and still ongoing. And we evaluate so 2015 data to evaluate so the effectiveness of the colorectal cancer risk. So only 4 invasive cancer identified this cohort study. One is so cecum, one is lectin, and ascending column and sigmoid column, T1, T2, T3, T1 stage cancer. I show you the picture. As you see, these 4 lesions, except this one, so type 2 advanced cancer. The other is almost flat. You know, this is so cecum 2C-like ZS type lesion embedded to submucosa. The other is a 2A 2C type embedded to the so muscular mucosa T2 stage cancer, but very similar to 2A 2C type. And this is so 2A 2C type, so-called LSD non-granular type. This lesion embedded to submucosa. Only 4 invasive cancer identified. And so we evaluate this incidence using a population-based Osaka Cancer Registry. So Osaka City is 8 million so population, and so very strict so covered so using cancer registry. We compared to the this Osaka Cancer Registry observed the expected ratio of the colorectal cancer. So the so in Japan Polyp Study in male, so 82% reduction can be seen, and so in the female, there's no patient cancer patient in the female. So a total 86% reduction can be seen in our prospective study. And also, so this is a metaclonus advanced neoplasia detected, this cohort study. So the metaclonus neoplasia can be seen on the right-sided, 57% located right side, and left is 30, left means 13. And also, the morphology, it's also same. A total of 77 metaclonus neoplasm can be detected, but 70% is 60% is classified non-polypoid, and in the non-polypoid, 40% is LSD non-granular. And so long years follow-up, but unfortunately, so serrated lesion with advanced neoplasia future is only 1 per 77, so 1.3%. So I think still so the importance of the identification of the flat means LSD non-granular type. So Professor Huston, he reported so high performance AI system in recognition flat lesion lies a big hope to minimizing the human performance related liability. But many papers published regarding to the AI for the polyp detection, but still few. It's a controversial for the flat or LSD non-granular type detection. So we need a much more further study to improve so artificial intelligence detection for the flat lesion. So in my conclusion, so our study demonstrated detection of primary length lesion, including flat lesion, by high resolution chroma endoscopy with image enhanced endoscopy effectively reduce colorectal cancer. So I think flat lesion, especially non-granular type neoplasm, is very important. Don't miss. And high performance artificial intelligence system recognition, flat and LSC non-granular type lies as a big hope to minimize colorectal cancer. Thank you very much.